Hello, and welcome to English in Fluency. My name is Alex, and I am so glad you have chosen to practice your English listening skills with us today. Our goal here is not just to learn new words, but to understand how to use English in a clear and natural way. Today, we are going to talk about something that every single person has, but that many of us waste. We are talking about time. Specifically, we are going to explore the value of time and why every single minute truly counts. Have you ever reached the end of your day, looked at the clock, and felt a sense of panic? You realize that the sun is going down, the day is over, and you did not accomplish what you wanted to do. Where did the hours go? You remember checking your phone for just a minute, which somehow turned into an hour. You remember thinking you would start that important task after lunch, and then after a cup of coffee, and suddenly it's too late to begin. This feeling is heavy. It is a feeling of regret, and it comes from not understanding the true value of our time. Time is the one thing we can never get back. You can always make more money, but you can never make more time. To help us understand this concept deeply, I want to tell you a story. This is a story about a young man named Leo. As you listen to this story, I want you to pay close attention to the characters and the situations. This isn't just a story, it's a lesson. We will pause sometimes to think about the language used and the ideas we are learning. This story is designed to help your B1 listening skills, so the English will be clear and at a steady pace. Listen carefully to the descriptions and the feelings of the characters. Let's begin. Leo was a very talented graphic designer. He worked for a small but successful marketing company. Everyone agreed that Leo's work was brilliant. He was creative, he had wonderful ideas, and his designs were beautiful. But Leo had a very serious problem. He was a master of procrastination. Procrastination. That's a long word, but it has a simple meaning. Procrastination. Procrastination is the act of delaying or postponing something you are supposed to do. It's when you know you have an important task, but you decide to do something else instead, usually something easier or more fun. Leo loved to procrastinate. His mornings always started the same way. His alarm clock would ring at 7 a.m. Leo would open one eye, groan, and press the snooze button. The snooze button is that button on your alarm that stops the noise for just a few minutes, usually 9 or 10 minutes. Leo didn't just press it once. He would press it 3, 4, maybe even 5 times. He told himself, just 10 more minutes. I work better when I'm rested. But when he finally got out of bed at 7:45 a.m., he didn't feel rested. He felt rushed. He would quickly take a shower, grab a piece of toast, and run out the door, always feeling like he was already behind schedule. When he arrived at the office, his desk was always messy. There were empty coffee cups from the day before, piles of paper he hadn't organized, and notebooks filled with half-finished ideas. He would sit down, turn on his computer, and tell himself, okay, today I am going to be productive. Productive, Productive, means doing or achieving a lot. But then, the first thing he would do was check his personal email. Then he would check the news websites. Then he would scroll through social media. He called this waking up his brain. But really, it was just more procrastination. One Monday morning, Leo's boss called him into his office. His boss was an older man named Mr. Harrison. Mr. Harrison was a kind man, but he was very serious about deadlines. A deadline is the specific date or time that a project must be finished. Sitting in Mr. Harrison's office was another designer named Maya. Maya was the opposite of Leo. She was incredibly organized. Her desk was always clean, and she finished her projects days before the deadline. Mr. Harrison looked at them both. "Good morning, Leo. Maya, I have a new client for us. This is the biggest project our company has ever received. It's for a new technology company, and they want a complete brand identity. Logos, website design, marketing materials, everything. This could change our company." Maya sat up straight, her notebook already open, ready to take notes. Leo leaned back in his chair, trying to look relaxed. Mr. Harrison continued. "The client is presenting to their investors in exactly 2 weeks. That means we have 2 weeks, 14 days, not a minute more. They are paying us a lot of money, but only if we deliver on time. Maya, I want you to handle the strategy and the website layout. Leo, I want you to design the central logo and the overall visual style. You two must work together very closely. This has to be perfect." Maya nodded. "Understood, Mr. Harrison. We will need a very clear schedule. I'll start on the project breakdown immediately." Mr. Harrison looked at Leo. "Leo, I am trusting you. I know your work is brilliant, but there are no extensions on this. 2 weeks." Leo smiled confidently. "No problem, Mr. Harrison. 2 weeks is plenty of time. I'll create something amazing." As they walked out of the office, Maya turned to Leo. "Okay, I think we should have a meeting this afternoon to plan our timeline. We need to set daily goals." Leo waved his hand. "Don't worry so much, Maya. It's fine. 2 weeks is a lifetime. I do my best work when I'm inspired. Let's just let the ideas flow for a day or two. I'll come find you when I have some sketches." Maya looked worried, but she just nodded. "Okay, Leo. But please, don't wait too long." Leo went back to his messy desk. He felt excited about the project. It was a big opportunity. He opened a new document on his computer, titled it Client Logo, and then he stared at the blank white screen. "I need inspiration," he thought. "I'll just browse some design websites for ideas." This is a very common trap, isn't it? We feel like we need to be in the perfect mood to start something important. We wait for inspiration. Leo's research started with looking at other company logos. But then he saw an advertisement for a new movie. He clicked it. He watched the trailer. Then he read some reviews of the movie. Then he saw a link to an article about the actor in the movie. 2 hours passed. He hadn't drawn a single line. He hadn't written down a single idea. He looked at the clock. It was already lunchtime. "Wow, where did the morning go?" he said to himself. "Oh well, I can't start a big project right before lunch." So he went to lunch. He took a long lunch, an hour and a half, because he met a friend. When he got back to the office, he felt tired from the big meal. "I just need some coffee," he thought. He went to the kitchen, talked to some colleagues for 20 minutes, and finally returned to his desk at 3 p.m. He only had 2 hours left in his workday. He looked at the blank screen again. Now he felt a little bit of stress. Okay, I really need to start." He started to sketch a few ideas. They weren't very good. He got frustrated. "This isn't working. My brain is tired today. I'll start fresh tomorrow. Tomorrow I will be much more creative." So, day 1 of the 14 days was gone. Leo had produced nothing. This story about Leo, does it sound familiar? Maybe you don't do graphic design, but maybe you delay studying English. You tell yourself, "I'll study tonight." But then, tonight, you feel tired, so you say, I'll study twice as long tomorrow. But tomorrow never seems to come. This is procrastination. Leo didn't understand that he hadn't just wasted a day. He had wasted 1/14 of his total time. He had spent his most valuable resource, his time, on things that gave him no return. Let's think about the language Maya used. She said, "We need a very clear schedule." I'll start on the project breakdown immediately. Maya understands that time is managed. She breaks down a big project. To break down a project means to divide it into smaller, more manageable tasks. This is the opposite of what Leo was doing. Leo was looking at the huge entire project and feeling overwhelmed. When we feel overwhelmed, overwhelmed, we feel like the task is too big and we don't know where to start. So, we do nothing. The next day, Tuesday, Leo came to the office. He promised himself, today is the day. But first, he had to answer emails. He spent an hour answering emails that were not important. They were not urgent. Urgent, urgent, means it needs to be done immediately. But these emails were just small talk and advertisements. He was being busy, but not productive. There is a very big difference. Being busy is moving around, talking, and clicking. Being productive is finishing tasks that move you closer to your goal. Maya sent him a message. "Hi Leo, do you have any sketches? I need to see the color ideas so I can start the website layout." Leo felt a small pain of guilt. He wrote back, "Still working on some concepts. This kind of creativity can't be rushed. I'll send you something soon." He was not being honest. He was protecting his pride. He spent Tuesday in the same way as Monday. He did a little bit of research. He attended a meeting for a different, unimportant project. He helped a colleague with their computer problem. He did everything except the one thing he was supposed to be doing. Wednesday and Thursday were the same. The first week passed. It was now Friday afternoon. 5 days were gone. Leo had a few bad sketches in his notebook, but nothing else. He looked at Maya. She was working hard, headphones on, totally focused. She had already finished the wireframes for the website. A wireframe is the basic structure or plan of a website. She had done her part. Leo started to feel real panic. The confidence he felt on Monday was gone. Now, he just felt dread. D-R-E-A-D. Dread is a feeling of great fear or anxiety about something that is going to happen. He knew he was in trouble. He thought, "Okay, I have the weekend. I will work all weekend. I'll lock myself in my apartment and just work. I work better under pressure anyway." This is another lie that procrastinators tell themselves. I work better under pressure. The truth is, nobody works better under pressure. They just work faster. And when you work faster, you make mistakes. You don't have time to think, to review, or to be creative. You can only do the most basic, fastest job possible. So, Leo went into the weekend with this plan. But on Saturday morning, his friends called. "Hey, Leo, we're all going to the park. The weather is beautiful. Come with us. You can work later." Leo hesitated. He knew he should work. But the idea of being stuck inside all day while his friends were having fun was terrible. "Okay," he said, "but just for a few hours." He went to the park. Just for a few hours turned into the entire day. He got home on Saturday night, exhausted from the sun. He couldn't work. Tomorrow, he promised himself. Sunday, all day. On Sunday, he woke up late. He sat at his computer. He tried to work, but his brain felt foggy. He was stressed. He kept thinking about how little time he had left. The pressure was so high that he couldn't think of any good ideas. He spent all of Sunday drawing and deleting, drawing and deleting. He ended the weekend with nothing. Now, one full week, 7 days, was gone. Half of the project time was gone, and Leo had 0 results. Let's pause here. Think about Leo's choices. He chose temporary fun over long-term success. He chose what was easy now instead of what was important later. This is the core problem of poor time management. We are trading our future success for a few minutes of comfort in the present. Think about your own English learning. It is easier to watch a movie in your own language than it is to listen to this podcast and focus. But one of these activities is sand. It's easy, and it fills time. The other is a big rock. It's important, and it builds your future. Leo was filling his days with sand. On Monday morning, the start of the second week, Maya came to Leo's desk. She looked upset. "Leo," she said, her voice quiet but angry. "I need the logo. I cannot continue with the website design without the logo and the color palette. You promised me you would have it by today. Where is it?" Leo couldn't look her in the eye. I'm still finalizing the concepts. It's almost ready." Maya shook her head. "You're lying, Leo. You don't have anything, do you? You wasted the entire week." Leo got defensive. "I did not. I've been researching. You can't rush this. You're stressing me out, and it's killing my creativity." Their argument got louder. Mr. Harrison heard them from his office. He walked out. "What is going on here?" Maya pointed at Leo. "He has nothing, Mr. Harrison. He has wasted 7 days, and he has nothing. He is going to make us fail this project." Mr. Harrison looked at Leo. He didn't look angry. He just looked disappointed. That look was worse than anger. "Leo," he said quietly, "in my office. Now." Leo walked into the office, his head down. He felt like a child who had been caught. He sat in the chair. Mr. Harrison sat across from him. He was silent for a full minute. Leo felt terrible. Finally, Mr. Harrison spoke. "Do you know what our most valuable asset is, Leo?" "As a company?" Leo mumbled. "Our clients? Our creativity?" "No," Mr. Harrison said. "It's time. It's the one thing we sell that we can never get back. Our clients pay us for our hours, for our minutes, and you have taken 7 days, hundreds of hours, and you have burned them. You have treated time like it is trash." Leo started to make excuses. "I was waiting for inspiration. I work better under pressure. The project is just big." Mr. Harrison held up his hand. "Stop. Those are excuses. Let me tell you a story. When I was your age, I was just like you. I was talented. I was arrogant. I thought I had all the time in the world. I was working on a project, a new software idea. It was my own personal project. I knew it was good, but I always found other things to do. I went to parties. I watched television. I told myself, I'll finish it next month. And then, next year. One day, I woke up and saw that another company had released my idea. The exact same idea. They were now a billion-dollar company. I had the idea first, but they valued their time. I waited for inspiration. They just did the work. I didn't just lose money, Leo. I lost to opportunity. Time is opportunity, and you are throwing it away. This conversation is very important. Let's analyze what Mr. Harrison said. He called time an asset. An asset, A-S-S-E-T, is a useful or valuable thing. He said Leo burned his time. This is a strong image, like setting fire to money. Then he shared a personal story of regret. This is a powerful way to teach. He isn't just telling Leo he is wrong, he is showing him the consequences. He said, "Time is opportunity." This is a key phrase. I want you to listen to it and repeat it. Time is opportunity. What does it mean? It means every minute is a chance to do something, to learn, to create, to build, to help. If you waste that minute, you waste that chance. Mr. Harrison leaned forward. You are not a bad designer, Leo. You are a terrible time manager. You think of this project as one giant task, and that is why you are afraid to start. You are overwhelmed. You need to stop thinking about the 2-week deadline. Leo was confused. But you said the deadline is everything. The deadline is the result, Mr. Harrison said. You cannot control the result. You can only control the process. You cannot work for 2 weeks. You can only work for the next hour. You can only work for the next 10 minutes. Forget the deadline. What can you accomplish in the next 60 minutes? This is a profound PROFOUND, or very deep and wise idea. We get stressed about big goals, like becoming fluent in English. It seems too big. But you cannot become fluent. You can only practice for 20 minutes right now. You must focus on the immediate, small, controllable action. Mr. Harrison grabbed a pen and a piece of paper. We are going to fix this. But not by magic. We are going to fix this with discipline. Discipline, DISCIPLINE. Discipline is the practice of training yourself to obey rules and control your behavior. You lack discipline. First, what are the big rocks? Leo looked confused. Big rocks? Imagine you have an empty glass jar, Mr. Harrison explained, and you have a pile of big rocks, a pile of small pebbles, and a pile of sand. The jar is your day. It only has 24 hours. The big rocks are your most important tasks. For you, this logo. The pebbles are your other, smaller tasks, like meetings or important emails. The sand is all the unimportant stuff, social media, long lunches, worrying. What happens if you put the sand in the jar first? Leo thought about it. The jar would be full. There would be no room for the rocks or the pebbles. Exactly, Mr. Harrison said. And that is your life, Leo. You have spent 7 days pouring sand into your jar. Your jar is full of research and waiting for inspiration and checking email. You have no room left for the big rock, which is the logo. You must always put the big rocks in first. Then you put in the pebbles. The sand can fill in the tiny spaces that are left over. But the rocks must go first. This is a famous metaphor, and it is a perfect way to think about time. Your big rocks are your priorities. PRIORITIES. Your priorities are the things that are most important to you. For you, maybe your big rock is your family, or your health, or your education. Are you giving your best time to your big rocks? Or are you giving them the leftover time after you have filled your day with sand? Mr. Harrison looked at his watch. It is 10 a.m. You have 7 days left. The client presentation is next Monday at 10 a.m. That is exactly 168 hours. You are going to go back to your desk. You are going to apologize to Maya because you disrespected her time, not just your own. Then you are going to turn off your email. You are going to put your phone in your drawer. You are going to take the one big rock, the logo concept, and you are going to break it down into pebbles. Pebble 1, brainstorm 20 words for the brand. Pebble 2, sketch 10 quick ideas. Pebble 3, choose the best 3 ideas. You are going to focus on only Pebble 1 for 60 minutes. You are not allowed to do anything else. Can you do that? Leo felt a small spark of hope. He wasn't thinking about the huge, scary deadline. He was thinking about 60 minutes. "Yes," he said. "Yes, I can do that." "Good," Mr. Harrison said. "This is how you value time. You don't value it by the week. You value it by the minute. Now go." Leo left the office. He felt different. He was still scared, but now he had a plan. He walked straight to Maya's desk. She wouldn't look at him. "Maya," he said, and his voice was humble. Humble, Humble, means not being proud or arrogant. I am so sorry. You were right. I wasted our time. I was unprofessional, and I was not a good teammate. I let my fear of the project stop me from starting. It won't happen again. Mr. Harrison gave me a new plan. I am starting right now. I will have 3 strong concepts for you by the end of today." Maya looked up at him. She saw the change in his eyes. He wasn't making excuses. He was making a promise. She nodded slowly. "Okay, Leo. By the end of today. I'll be waiting." Leo went to his desk. For the first time, he ignored the mess. He took out his phone and turned it completely off. Not on silent. Off. He closed his email program. He closed his internet browser. He opened a simple text document and his notebook. He set a timer on his computer for 60 minutes. He looked at the first task. Brainstorm 20 words for the brand. He began to write. At first, it was hard. His brain wanted to check his phone. He felt the urge to just quickly check the news. But he looked at the timer. 55 minutes left. He forced himself to stay on the task. He wrote down words: future, speed, connection, clarity, trust. After about 10 minutes, something amazing happened. The noise in his head stopped. The anxiety about the deadline faded. The only thing that existed was the list of words. Ideas started to connect. Connection and speed made him think of a flowing line. Clarity made him think of simple, clean shapes. When the 60-minute timer beeped, he looked at his list. He didn't have 20 words. He had 50. And he had 3 small, rough sketches in his notebook. He had done more in 60 focused minutes than he had done in 7 entire days. This is the power of deep work. Deep work is when you focus on a single task without any distractions. Distractions, distractions, are the sand Mr. Harrison talked about. Your phone, social media, even unimportant emails. They are all distractions. When you are distracted, your brain has to context switch. Context switching means changing from one task to another. Every time you switch, you lose time and energy. It's like stopping and starting your car in heavy traffic. You use a lot of fuel, but you don't go very far. Leo had been context switching for a week. Now he was just driving. He took a 5-minute break. He stood up, stretched, and drank some water. He did not check his phone. Then he set the timer for another 60 minutes. His next pebble. Sketch 10 quick ideas. He started drawing based on his words. The ideas were flowing now. Because he had done the first part, the words, the second part was easier. This is momentum. Momentum is the force that keeps something moving. It's hard to start, but once you are moving, it's easier to keep moving. Procrastination is the enemy of momentum. Leo worked like this all day. 60 minutes of focus, 5 minutes of rest. He ate lunch at his desk, a quick, healthy sandwich. He didn't take a long lunch break. He realized his time was too valuable for that right now. By 5 p.m., he had 3 very strong, very different logo concepts. They were sketched out clearly. He had chosen colors. He had written a short explanation for each one. He was tired, but he felt good. He felt proud. It was a feeling he hadn't felt in a long time. It was the feeling of accomplishment. He walked over to Maya's desk. He put the papers down. Here are the first 3 concepts. Maya looked at them. Her eyes went wide. Leo, these are fantastic. This third one, this is brilliant. It's simple, it's modern, it's perfect. Leo smiled. A real smile. Good. I'll refine it tomorrow morning. First thing. Then I'll get you the final colors and font choices. Maya looked at him. Welcome back, Leo. That night, Leo went home. He didn't watch television. He made a healthy dinner, read a book for 30 minutes, and went to bed early. He wanted to be fresh for the next day. He was protecting his energy, another important resource. The rest of the week was a complete transformation. Transformation means a complete change. Leo and Maya worked as a perfect team. Leo was no longer a procrastinator. He was a professional. He arrived at the office early. He planned his day. He knew exactly what his big rocks were for that day. He used his 60-minute focus blocks. He communicated clearly with Maya. Of course, it wasn't easy. They had to work long hours. They had lost a whole week, and they had to do 2 weeks of work in one. They worked late on Tuesday and Wednesday, but the feeling was different. Before, Leo's stress came from avoiding work. Now, the stress was productive. It was the pressure to do a good job, not the fear of getting caught. Leo found he was actually enjoying the work. Because he was fully focused, he was entering a state called flow. Flow is a mental state where you are completely immersed, immersed, or fully involved in an activity. You feel energized, focused, and you lose track of time in a good way. You are so involved in the task that you don't feel tired or bored. This is where true creativity and productivity happen. You cannot achieve flow if you are checking your phone every 5 minutes. By Friday afternoon, they had a nearly finished project. Leo's logo was complete and looked beautiful on Maya's website design. The marketing materials were clean and professional. They had spent the day finding and fixing small mistakes. Mr. Harrison stopped by their desks. He looked at the screen. He just nodded slowly, a small smile on his face. This is excellent work, team. You should be very proud. Take the weekend. Rest. Don't work. Review it one last time on Monday morning with fresh eyes before the client meeting. Leo couldn't believe it. A week ago, he was panicked and had nothing. Now he had a finished project, and his boss was telling him to rest. He realized Mr. Harrison wasn't just teaching him how to work. He was teaching him how to live. Valuing your time doesn't mean working 24 hours a day. That is impossible and stupid. It means that when you work, you focus. And when you rest, you rest. You recover. You don't mix them. You don't try to work while watching TV. And you don't feel guilty about resting when you know you have used your work time effectively. Leo had the best weekend he had had in months. He went to the park with his friends again. But this time, he wasn't running away from his work. He was enjoying a well-deserved break. He felt completely present, not worried about the project, because he knew it was done. On Monday morning, the day of the big meeting, Leo, Maya, and Mr. Harrison met in the conference room. They reviewed the presentation one last time. It was perfect. The clients arrived. They were very serious, important-looking executives. Leo felt nervous, but he also felt prepared. Maya started the presentation, explaining the strategy. Then it was Leo's turn. He stood up and explained the logo design. He talked about the words he brainstormed. connection, clarity, speed. He showed them how the design represented those ideas. When he finished, the clients were silent. They looked at each other. Leo held his breath. Finally, the main client, a woman in a sharp suit, smiled. "It's perfect," she said. "It's exactly what we wanted, but we didn't know how to describe it." "It's brilliant." The meeting was a huge success. The clients loved everything. They shook everyone's hands and left the room, talking excitedly. When they were gone, Maya let out a huge breath. "We did it!" She gave Leo a high five. Mr. Harrison poured them all a cup of coffee. "You did more than just finish a project, Leo," he said. Leo nodded. He looked at the clock on the wall. "I learned the value of a minute," he said. "Good," said Mr. Harrison. "Don't ever forget it." From that day on, Leo was a changed man. He didn't become a perfect robot. He still sometimes felt the urge to procrastinate, but now he recognized it. He knew what it was, and he had the tools to fight it. He knew how to find his big rocks. He knew how to break them down into pebbles. He knew the power of 60 minutes of focused work. His desk was still a little messy sometimes, but his time was organized. He became the company's best designer, not just because he was creative, but because he was reliable. reliable. People could trust him to get the job done. The story of Leo is a simple one, but the lesson is one of the most important in life. We all have 24 hours in a day. That is the one thing that makes every single person on Earth equal. The president of a country, a billionaire, and you. We all have the exact same amount of time. The difference between people who achieve their dreams and people who live with regret is how they value and use those 24 hours. So, let's review the lessons from Leo's story. These are lessons you can apply to your own life, especially to your English learning journey. First, we learned that time is a non-renewable resource. You can't get it back. Mr. Harrison's story about his lost software idea shows us the high cost of "I'll do it later." Later often becomes never. When you say, "I'm too tired to study English tonight," you have spent that day's opportunity. You can't get it back. Second, we learned about the big rocks, pebbles, and sand. This is a powerful way to think about your priorities. You must identify your big rocks. What are they? Is learning English a big rock for you? If it is, you must put it in your jar first. This means you should schedule your study time. Maybe it's the first thing you do in the morning, before your day gets filled with sand. Don't give your big rock the leftover time. Give it your best time. Third, we learned that inspiration is not something you wait for. Inspiration is the result of working. Leo waited a week for inspiration, and nothing came. But when he forced himself to work for 60 minutes, inspiration showed up. You will not feel inspired to study grammar. But if you start, and you begin to understand a new rule, you will feel momentum. That momentum is inspiration. Action creates motivation. It is not the other way around. Fourth, we learned the power of focused work and the danger of distractions. Leo's transformation happened when he turned off his phone and closed his email. Our brains are not designed for multitasking or doing many things at once. We are designed for single tasking. When you practice your English, just practice your English. Don't sit with the TV on. Don't have your social media open. Give the task 100% of your focus, even if it's just for 20 minutes. 20 minutes of focused study is more valuable than 2 hours of distracted study. Finally, we learned that consistency is more important than intensity. Consistency, consistency, means doing something regularly, in the same way. Leo tried to work for the entire weekend, a very intense plan. He failed. It was too much. But when he changed his plan to 60-minute blocks every day, he succeeded. It is much, much better to practice English for 30 minutes every day than to practice for 7 hours just on Saturday. The daily habit builds the skill. The brain learns through repetition and consistency. Think about your own life. Where are you spending your time? Are you like Leo at the beginning of the story, filling your jar with sand? Are you scrolling on your phone, watching videos you don't care about, and telling yourself, "I'll start tomorrow"? It's an easy trap to fall into. Your challenge, after listening to this podcast, is to be like Leo after his meeting with Mr. Harrison. I want you to take out a piece of paper. Write down your number one big rock. Just one. Maybe it's improve my English speaking. Now I want you to break it down into pebbles. What are the small tasks? Pebble 1. Learn 10 new vocabulary words. Pebble 2. Listen to one English podcast. Pebble 3. Practice speaking for 15 minutes, even if it's just to myself. Then I want you to schedule a time for one of those pebbles. Find 30 minutes in your day. Put it in your calendar. And when that time comes, turn off your phone. Close your other computer tabs. Set a timer. And just do that one task. When you finish, I promise you, you will feel just like Leo did. You will feel that sense of accomplishment. You will be building momentum. And you will be one step closer to your goal. You will have respected your time. Every minute counts. Every single one. Whether you are learning a language, building a career, or spending time with the people you love, those minutes are your life. Don't waste them. Thank you so much for listening to English in Fluency today. I hope this story about Leo, Maya, and Mr. Harrison was helpful for you. I hope it gave you some new ways to think about time, and I hope it provided you with excellent practice for your English listening skills. We used a lot of great vocabulary today, like procrastination, deadline, overwhelmed, discipline, and momentum. Maybe your pebble for tomorrow is to review those words. This is Alex. It has been a pleasure speaking with you. If you found this episode valuable, please subscribe to our channel, English in Fluency, on whatever platform you are using. We post new lessons and stories regularly to help you on your journey. Remember, your goals are important. Your dreams are important. And the only thing separating you from them is how you choose to use your time. Value every minute. Until next time, keep practicing, keep learning, and we'll talk to you soon.